Hey everyone, it's Revised Rocket here. Welcome to the channel. Today I'll be doing a fast walkthrough of the Maths Edexcel Paper 1 November 2023 paper. Make sure to stay tuned, subscribe and like for more similar videos. Let's get into it. So question 1, 6.3 times 2.4. Multiply both by 10, so you have 63 times by 24. 4 times 3 is 12, 6 4 is 24, 25, 0, 6, 12 adds up, 2, 11, 5 and 1. Now we divide this whole thing by 100. Basically multiply both by 10 initially, so we have 15.12. 3 marks. Question 2, 5 to the power of 0. Well, anything to the power of 0 is 1. 5 to the power of minus 2, well, to get rid of the minus we flip it, reciprocal, and then we square it. So that's 1 over 25. 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 4 divided by 2 to the power of 3. But when we have powers that are the same base and we multiply them, we add them. So let's do 2 to the power of 9 over 2 to the power of 3. Same base, divide, we subtract, so it's 2 to the power of 6. And our n is going to be 6. Next question, 156 as a product of its prime factors. So let's do 2 and 78, 2 and 39, 3, 13. That equals to 2 squared times 3 times 13. HCF of 156 and 130. 130 broken down 2, 65, 5 and 13. So 130 is 2 times 5 times 13. And 156 is 2 times 2 times 3 times 13. Our highest common factor is essentially what's common. So we have 2, 13, and that's it. It equals 26. Let's look at the next one now. The mean length of 5 sticks is 4.2 centimeters. Now I'll measure the length of one of the sticks as 7 centimeters. Work out the mean of the other sticks. First thing we do is find the total length of all sticks. So 4.2 times by 5 is 21 centimeters. So one of the sticks is 7 centimeters, which means that 4 sticks is 21 minus 7. 4 sticks equals to 14. 1 stick is 14 over 4, which is 3.5 centimeters. Now I made a mistake. The stick was not 7 centimeters long, it was 17 centimeters long. How does this affect your answer to part A? Well, of course, it will reduce the mean. Because that means that 4 sticks would of course have a 4 centimeter length. The point P lies on the line AB. Use ruler and compasses to construct an angle of 90 degrees at P. Well, of course, but what we're going to do over here is we're going to put our point on our compass over here. Draw 2 lines that go like this from here. 2 lines below it as well. And we draw a straight line through here. That will go around here. So yeah, of course it'll be a straight line, of course, because I'm doing this freehand, looks a bit wonky, but of course use a pencil ruler. Next question, question number 6. The diagram shows an isosceles triangle. When we see isosceles, we know base angles are equal. ABD and the straight line ABC. BA equals to BD. X to Y is 2 to 1. Work out the value of Y. Well, if we know that X to Y equals 2 to 1, we know that X equals to 2Y. So we know this is X. So we have 2Y and Y. So we know that 5Y equals to 180 degrees. Therefore, we know that Y is 180 divided by 5, which is 5 3 is 15, 3 0 36 degrees. Now we know that W plus Y equals 180 degrees, because angles on a straight line equal to 180 degrees. W equals to 180 degrees minus 36. Therefore, what is that equal to? 144 degrees. Next question. Manu has 3 shelves of books. There are X shelves in books A, books on shelf A. There are 3X plus 1 books on shelf B. There are 2X minus 5 books on shelf C. There's a total of 44 books on the 3 shelves. All the books have the same mass. The books on shelf B have a total mass of 7,500 grams. Work out the total mass of the books on shelf A. We know that the total what we need to find out what x equals to. So x plus 3x plus 1 plus 2x minus 5 equals to 44. Obviously, we want to see how many books there are on each shelf. So 3, 4, 5, 6x minus 4 equals to 44. 6x equals to 48. That x equals to 8. So we want to find the total amount of the books on shelf A. So we know that there are, of course, 8 books on A. Let's see how many books are on B. B equals to 3x plus 1 is 3 times 8 plus 1 equals 25. 25 books on shelf B. We know that 25 books equal to 7,500 grams. One book is 7,500 divided by 25 is 300 grams. Now one book is of course X. We have 8 books on A, so of course 8 times by 300 is 2,400 grams. Done, 5 marks. The normal price of a mattress is reduced by 40% in the sale. The price of the mattress in the sale is £660. Work out the normal price of a mattress. Now, because it's reduced by 40% in the sale, we know that 0.6 or 60% equals to £660. Now we want to find out what 100% equals to. So let me just rewrite this as 60%. Well, to find out 100%, 10% equals to 660 divided by, of course, 6, which is £110. 100% equals to 110 times by 10 equals to 1100. Of course, to go from here to here, we divide by 6, times by 10, times by 10. Let's go. To cook rice, the number of rice, x, to the number of cups of water, y, 4 to 5. Use this information to draw a graph. Okay, so of course we know it's 4 to 5, x to y. So let's just have our first point as 0, 0, 4 across, 5 up, which means we're going to go 8 across and 10 up. We're going to straight line. Oh, so yeah, there we go, perfect. Find the gradient. So our gradient, of course, let's do 2 points. Let's just use 0, 0, and 4, 5. Change y over change an x. Well, we already know it's going to be 5 over 4, but let's just do this. Five over 4, 1.25. Explain what this gradient represents. Well, what this gradient represents is the number of cups of water per cups of rice. Number of cups of water per cup of rice, which remember is changing y over x, and our y is our water and our x is the rice. Next question. The circumference of a circle is 10 meters. Work out the area. The circumference is of course 2 pi r equals 10. We want to find out r. Well, r equals 10 over 2 pi equals to 5 over pi. To work out the area, well, it's going to be pi r squared. Pi r squared equals to pi times by 5 over pi times by 5 over pi. Pi cancel out equals to 25 over pi. Simple. Next question. Alice recorded the number of cars going into a village each of 80 days. The incomplete table and the incomplete box plot give information about her results. Least number of 300. Well, let's look at the question. Use the information in the table to complete the box plot. The least number is 300, so let's go to 300 here. There. Okay, the median is 900. Over here. The range is 1000, so of course our highest is going to be 1300. Our lower quartile is this point over here, so that's got what, 780 I believe. Up quartile is this point here, 1200. Let's just join this up. Yeah, there we go. Use the information in the box plot to complete the table. We've already done that. On some of these 80 days, Alice saw fewer than 1,200 cars going into the village. Okay. Work out an estimate for the number of days Alice saw fewer than 1,200 cars going into the village. Well, of course, we can see that it's going to be 60, because what we do is we do 3 over 4 times by 80, which equals to 60. And of course, the reason we do this is because we want to see the number of, on the sum of the 80 days and 1,200 cars. And of course, we know that that's going to be our upper quartile over here. And yeah, there we go. So final answer 60. Let's go. The straight line L has equation 2y equals 3x minus 7. Find the equation of the straight line perpendicular to L. So first we need to find the gradient. So let's rewrite this equation as y equals 3 over 2x minus 7 over 2. So the gradient is 3 over 2, however we want to find the perpendicular. So we flip it and make it negative. So let's write L2, m, so the gradient is minus 2 over 3. Y equals to minus 2 over 3x plus c, xy. Sub the values in, minus 5 equals minus 2 over 3 times by 6 plus c. Right here now, minus 5 equals minus 4 plus c. Minus 5 plus 4 equals to c, so c equals to minus 1. So my storage was full, but now I've got that sorted out, so let's get back to it. So y equals minus 2 over 3x minus 1. Next question, 13. Solid A and solid B are similar. The ratio of the height of solid A to the height of solid B is 2 to 5. The volume of solid A is 12 centimeters cubed. Work out the volume. So we're looking at the height, and we have volume in here. So the first thing we do is we put that into a ratio. So we have 2 cubed to 5 cubed, of course, because of our ratio. Now what we're going to do is, because the volume of solid A is 12, we're going to do 12 over 2 cubed times by 5 cubed. Because we're looking at the volume and we're comparing the volume to the height. The height to the power of 3, of course, equals to the volume. That is 12 over 8 times 125, which is equal to 187.5. Let's go next question. Work out the volume of 27 2 cubed 2 to the power of 2 over 3 plus half to the power of minus 3. Let's break this down. Put this first. 27 2 over 3 is a cube root of 27, and then we square it. So that's 3 squared is 9. Half to the power of minus 3. So first, to get rid of that minus 3, flip it. So we have 2 to the power of 3 equals to 8. So 9 plus 8 equals to 17. An object falls from rest. Here is a distance time graph for the distance d meters fallen by the object t seconds after it starts to fall. Work out an estimate for the gradient of the graph at t equals 3. You must try to get an answer. Well, when we have a curve to work out the gradient, we draw a tangent to that point. So I'm going to angle my iPad. Oh, no. Just move that a bit. Let's just do that one more time. 3. Oh. How can we move this down over here? 1 second, lads. So an object falls from rest. Here's a distance time graph for the distance d meters fallen by the object t seconds after it starts to fall. We can see that. Work out an estimate for the gradient of the graph at t equals to 3. But what we're going to have over here is we have to draw a tangent at t equals 3. So draw the point here. So let's just imagine it's a bit below, of course. So let's just pick the point. Hold on. Let's do that one more time, make it clear. Yeah, that's about right. So we can pick the point. So that's 3, comma, I believe that is about, what's that, around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, so that's around 45. Let's pick another point. Pick this point here. That's 5, and that's 50, 55, 60, 65, no, 60, 75, 80, 85, 90. So that's going to be 5, 90. So the gradient is going to be 90 minus 45 over 5 minus 3, 45 over 2. What's that? 22.5. So 22.5. Next one. At the start of the year, N, the population of the species is Pn. At the start of the following year, the population of the species is given by Pn plus 1 equals Kpn, where P is a positive constant. Population of the species at the start of year 1 is 8 million. Start of year 2 is 6 million. Work out the population of the species at the start of year 3. So over here we have a bit of iteration. Well, what we're going to do is, of course, when n equals to 1, P2 equals to, well, we know that when n equals to 1, our population in year 2 is going to be 6 million. And, sorry, it's going to be P1, so 8 million. And we know P2 is, of course, 6. So population year 2 is 6. 6 over 8 equals to K. Therefore, K equals to 3 over 4. Now, we can do the same thing with year 3. To work out year 3, we need to make n equals to 2. So P3 equals to K, 3 over 4, of the population in year 2, because it's P2 now. 6 is 3 over 4 times 6, which is 18 over 4. And that's going to give us 4.5. At the start of the year 5, the value of K is increased by 0.3 to a new constant value. Louise thinks that from the start of year 5, the population of the species would increase year on year. Is Louise correct? So what's going to happen is that, yes, the population will increase. This is because currently K is 3 over 4, which is 0.75. When we do 0.75 plus 0.3, that's equal to 1.05. So therefore, it will, of course, increase by 5% each year. So population will increase by 5% each year. That's our marks. Let's go. Factorize 6x squared minus 5x minus 4. Well, the first thing we're going to do is I times the first a by c, so minus 24. Now I want to find two numbers that multiply to give me minus 24 and add to give me 5. It's going to be minus 8x and 3x, I believe. So we're going to put the 6x squared plus 3x minus 8x minus 4. So we're going to pick out, of course, what's most common. 3x, 2x plus 1, minus 4, 2x plus 1. So therefore we're going to have 3x minus 4 and 2x plus 1. 3x minus 4, 2x plus 1. Hence or otherwise, solve. Now, of course, let's look at our roots. So we have 3x minus 4 and 2x plus 1 is less than 0. So our first root is going to be x is less than 4 over 3. And the second one is going to be x is greater than minus half. So how do we write that as an inequality? Well, we'll write minus half x 4 over 3. Let's go. Next question. Spinner A and spinner B are each spun once. The probability that spinner A lands on red is 1 over 4. Probability that both spinner A and spinner B land on red is 1 over 24. Work out the probability that one spinner lands on red and the other spinner does not land on red. Well, we know that the probability of A and B is the probability of A times the probability of B. Well, we know that 1 over 24 equals to 1 over 4 times by x. Now, of course, you know x is going to be equal to 1 over 6 because 6 times 4 is 24. So therefore, we can write it, probability of red equals to 1 over 4, probability of, so this is from spinner A. Probability of red on spinner B is 1 over 6. Work out the probability that one spinner lands on red and the other spinner does not land on red. Now let's do this for A and B. So the probability that it lands on red, probability red A times probability of not red B. Let's do that first. Probability of red A is going to be 1 over 4 times by, well, if it's a probability it lands on red for B is 1 over 6, we know the probability that it does not land on B is 5 over 6, which is of course 5 over 24. Now we'll do the same thing but vice versa. Probability that it lands on red for B times by the probability that it does not land, so NR does not land on A, is of course going to give us probability lands on B is 1 over 6 times by 3 over 4. 3 1 3 over 24. Now of course we add them up. 5 over 24 plus 3 over 24 is 8 over 24. Yes, it is really messy. Probabilities are very messy, but here we go. Yeah, answer. So it's question 19 now. So here's a graph of y equals to sine x for minus 180, x 180. Use the graph to find estimates for the solutions of sine x equals 0.3 for minus 180, x 180. First thing I do is I go to 0.3, 0.1, 2, 3. I just draw a straight line now. So I'm going to have this over here, straight line. And we can just carry on here, but of course we know there are going to be no solutions, but let's just carry on. There we go. Now, of course, we just go down here, and down here. So what's that going to give us? So if we know that this is 30, 60, we know that, oh, this is a bit thick, that each interval is going to be 6, so that line over there is going to be 18. So 18 degrees. And of course, the sine value, the second value for sine is 180 minus the first value. So it's going to be 180 minus 18, 162 degrees. So now two answers are 18 degrees and 162 degrees. And write down the value of x such that sine x plus 20 equals 0 for minus 180 x 180. Well, of course, I know that this is a transformation of every x coordinate to the left by 20 degrees. So the first value is just minus 20 because I'm moving minus 20 to the left. Of course, I know second value for sine is, it can also be 180 plus the first value, because remember, if I do minus 20 minus 180, it's going to give me minus 200. Now that does not fit in the range. So we want to find the range from minus 180 to 180. So I do minus 20 plus 180 to find the second value in the other direction. So that's going to be 160. Therefore, my two answers are minus 20 and, or to be fair, 160. Next one, here's a triangle ABC. Let's find the size of angle ABC. I already know it's going to be cosine, so let's call this ABC. Does not really matter. 5 root 7 squared plus 10 squared. Yeah, plus b squared. No, sorry. My bad, guys. A squared equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos ABC. Now I think this question is requiring me to know my exact trig values. So 5 root 7 times 5 root 7. 7 times 7 is root 7 times root 7, 7 times 5, 35. 35 times 5 is 35 times 10 is 350. So that's going to give us 175. So 175 equals to 100 plus 25 minus 100 cos ABC. 175 equals to 125 minus 100 cos ABC. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the 125 to the left, and I'm going to do take that to the right. So I'm going to do 100 cos ABC equals to, of course, 125 minus 175, which is minus 50. Cos ABC is minus half, of course. Now, what's that going to give us? Well, we need to know our exact trig values, and the way I do that, first I do the sine. So this for sine: 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. Sine 0, of course, because it's in the axis 0, half root 2 over 2. Sorry, over 2. Root 3 over 2, 1. And of course, cos is going to be the reverse. So for cos, this could be 0. Yeah, this can be 0. This is going to be 30, 45, 60, 90. Let me find cos half. So we know that because cos repeats every 360 degrees, half is the same thing as minus half in terms of the graph. So therefore, it's going to be 60 degrees. So we're at question 21 now. On the grid, draw the graph of x squared plus y squared is 169. Well, we know this is circle center 0, 0 with our radius is 13 because x squared plus y squared equals to r squared. And of course, if r squared is 169, r is 13. Let's plot this now. 12.4, 12.8, 30.2, so 13 in the middle. 4, 8, 13 in the middle. 4, 8, 13 in the middle. Oh, that's bad. 4, 8, 13 in the middle. Now let's draw a circle. So there we go, that's about right. Now use your graph to find estimates for the solutions of the simultaneous equations. So we have our equation of the circle here, and 2y equals to 3x. So of course y equals to 3 over 2x. So for every 2 across we go 3 up. So we have 2, and then 2.4, 2.83. So you have, of course, -2 and -3.2, -4 over there. And then, of course, we have got 4, 6, and -4, -6. So 4, 6, -4, -6. And we can just draw a straight line now. So I want to make this as straight as possible. So that seems a bit accurate. Still a bit to the left, right? But let's just use this coordinate because it's still the exact same in the other direction. So this point here, well, that's going to be 6.4, 6.8, 7.2. So 7.2. That's around 7.2, comma 10.8. So 7.2 and 10.8. Now, because it's a straight line, it's going to be exactly symmetrical on the other side. So it's going to be -7.2, -10.8. And there we go. The second term of a geometric sequence is 3 plus 2 root 2. Third term of a sequence is 13 plus 9 root 2. Find the value of the common ratio of the sequence. Give your answer in the form a plus root b, where a and b are integers. Well, of course, what's going to happen is a geometric sequence means that you multiply to get from one thing to the other. So let's say the second term is 3 plus 2 root 2. And the third term is 13 plus 9 root 2. The common ratio is essentially, how do we go from this to this? What can we do? What can we multiply? So to work that out, 3 plus 2 root 2 times by x, let's just call it x, equals to 13 plus 9 root 2. Now I already know I'm going to have to rationalize this, so x equals to 13 plus 9 root 2 over 3 plus 2 root 2. Now I can't leave it in that form. 3 minus 2 root 2 over 3 minus 2 root 2. Well, our paper's done, that was quick. 13 times 3 is 39. Now it's going to be minus 26 root 2 plus 27 root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. Minus 4 times 9 is, of course, minus 36. Over 3 times 3 is 9. I'm not going to write the next two out because they're going to cancel out. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. Minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. So let's just collect like terms. So 3 plus root 2 over 1 equals to 3 plus root 2 plus root 2. And there we go. That's the entire paper. So like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and hit the notification for more videos. And please, in the comment section, if there's anything you're stuck on, I'll be happy to answer. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.